Hey guys, good afternoon. I'm audible?
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, very good afternoon. Okay guys, so I hope the people are completed practical. Active yourself guys, okay, active yourself. Okay, so now let's begin our session today, right? So the last time we completed what? Config server and native server both, right? Native config and what? External config server. We completed and we seen that these things, right? Last time we seen that what refresh scope also, right? Refresh scope, and I said that this one we will see in the next session. Today we will discuss about what our actuator concept now. So everybody is ready now to learn the actuator concept, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this is
Yes, sir.
the very important concept, guys. Okay, actuator also, if you sit in an interview, definitely this question will come to you. Okay, so please carefully, initially theory is there, focus on that. So much concept is there about what actuator, but before starting our actuator is still such some concept is left about what refresh scope, because just on that day we implemented, but how it's working internally we did not see, right?
Yes, sir.
So we will see that internal implementation, what is the end point and all those things. So don't worry, so many end point will come, and like, but my voice is breaking. Just you Pushpendra, your side network issue is there.
Hi, Ravi. Good afternoon.
Yeah, Ravi, now
Yeah,
it's
hi.
fine.
Okay,
Okay.
if yeah, good afternoon, Sudhir. If
Fine.
any issue is there, let me know that, right? If any issue is there, please tell me. Okay, so now good. So external configuration, right? So let's talk about a small we will take a small amount of time and we will understand what is that refresh scope little bit more, then we will start working on what actuator, right? Okay, so now let's start. So refresh scope, right? Refresh scope, we seen that, right? Refresh scope, last time we seen that what refresh scope now. Okay, good. So at the rate refresh scope, we applied this annotation, right?
Yes, Ravi.
Refresh scope. Refresh scope, right? This is internally on what ready-made service, guys. Okay, this refresh scope is what internally what ready-made like what endpoint, we can say that what endpoint, because together our application, right? Our application in whenever where that application now, yeah, this one, right? Config server config employee config server was there, right? In that we wrote controller, right?
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah,
On that controller, we apply at the rate refresh
yeah,
scope.
we applied, right? What is that? Refresh what?
Annotation at the rate
Yeah,
refresh scope.
yeah, it's actually opening now. Yeah, series refresh scope be applied, right?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Ravi.
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah, so just I'm opening this description about this one. What is that? What is the interface name? Come on.
Refresh scope.
Refresh
Re
scope.
refresh
Refresh scope
scope.
only.
Yes, refresh scope, right? So this is the endpoint, but its implementation class also will be there, guys. Okay, just I want to say, if you anybody want, just control T, control shift T. Okay, so here just what, click
refresh
Re-
scope.
refresh star endpoint. Refresh endpoint is there, right? Cloud endpoint. Yeah, this one only. Just
Yes, Ravi.
yeah, just
Yes.
click on that, right? Refreshing, right? Internally, this what ready-made code is executing, guys. Okay, internally, what is that? This is the code. Whenever we are applying, what is that? Refresh refresh annotation, right? This code internally is working now. So what is that class name now? Refresh endpoint. Come on. Refresh
Refresh.
endpoint.
Yes,
And
Ravi.
what method?
Yes, Ravi.
What we are calling refresh only, na? Come on, just I'm opening now. See this, what we are calling now here? Refresh. Come on.
Yes. Refresh method.
Refresh.
Refresh, right? Refresh we are
Yes,
calling or
refresh.
not? Refresh method, this method we are calling, and internally
Yes, Ravi.
context refresh is happening, and it's returning what is that? Set of strings, key and value, right? Set of strings it's returning, right? So this ready-made
Yes,
code we
Ravi.
can say in the terms of what? In the terms of what? Microservices, we can say that what? Endpoint. Come on, yaar.
End-
Hmm?
Yes, Ravi. Endpoint. Yes.
Yes, Ravi.
Endpoint, right? So
Endpoint.
but the thing is how it's working now, right? What is the internal flow? We need to understand, right? What is the internal flow whenever we are applying at the rate refresh scope annotation, right? Internally how it's working, we need to understand as a diagrammatically. First we will understand the diagrammatically, then we will work on. So many endpoint is came, guys, okay? Because actuator concept is there on based on endpoints only, right? So just basic I'm preparing, guys, okay? First we will discuss about this one, then we will enter inside the actuator. Again, after understanding our actuator, we will again come to the same point only, right? Because of that, initially I'm giving some images inside your brain, right? So just I'm trying to give these images right inside your brain. If these things is there, then you guys will catch up easily actuator concept, right?
Yes, Ravi.
Okay,
Yes, Ravi.
so just normally what is the refresh scope, right? Refresh scope is what is that, and what is the internal flow, and how it's working, we will understand, right? This is what, this is internally one, what is that? Ready made, right? Ready made what? Service. This is ready made service is nothing but what, guys? Endpoint.
Endpoint. Yes, Ravi.
End point, right? End point. This is nothing but what? End point one. So this is what? Refresh endpoint. We can say that what? Refresh endpoint, right? So how it's working now? So just last time we seen that, right? So this is our database application is there. Sorry, this is our what? Git is there, right? Inside that Git, what we are doing now? We are storing the key and value, right?
Key and
Yes,
yes,
Ravi.
Ravi.
Key and value government.
Yes, how it's working now, we will understand that one only, right? So key and value. So here, what is that? Application property, just app property we are right. Application property, inside that, just what is that? Which one is the common? Key and value. Which one is the common? We are storing those key and value inside this what? Git repository, right? That is called what? External
Good.
config. That is called what? External config,
Yes,
right?
Ravi. External config. Yes,
Okay,
Ravi.
so here what we are doing now, here just we are writing our what? REST application, right? This is our what? REST application. Inside this what we are doing? No, sorry, this is our what? Microservices application, right? This is our what? Microservices application. Inside this microservices application, what we are doing now? What we are doing now? We are writing one what? REST controller, right? Just we are doing the coding, guys, okay? Just we are doing the coding. Just we are doing the coding, right?
Okay,
Coding.
Ravi.
We are doing the coding, and on the top of that REST controller class, what annotation we are applying now? At the rate refresh, na? Come on, yaar.
Yes, Ravi.
Yes, Ravi.
At the rate refresh scope. At the rate refresh scope. at the rate refresh scope. Whenever we are applying this annotation on the top of our REST controller, what will happen now? Internally, which endpoint will call? Come on, just I shown, right? Just we seen that, right? Just we seen that. What is that refresh endpoint? Come on, yaar.
Yes, Ravi. Refresh
Internally,
endpoint class.
yes, refresh endpoint, right?
Yes.
Refresh endpoint, right? Refresh
Yes, Ravi.
endpoint, right? Refresh endpoint. So inside this refresh endpoint, what is the method now, guys? Which method is calling now? Which method is calling? Refresh method now.
Refresh method only.
Yes,
Refresh method, right? Refresh method, right? Refresh
Yes.
method. Then what will happen now? This is the refresh endpoint. Whenever we are applying in the inside our microservices, what at the rate refresh scope annotation, refresh endpoint is calling, right? Refresh endpoint is calling, and what is that? This refresh endpoint again calling whom? Again calling whom? Our config server. Our what? Config server, right? Our config server. Config server. Okay, config server. And what our config server, is doing now? Our config server is interacting with what? Git repository. Our config server is interacting with what? Git repository. And what will happen now? Then anybody remember initial day when I was explaining what? Spring core, Spring Boot core, environment variable. Sorry, what is the Spring environment
yes,
ISO?
Ravi.
Anybody remember that one? Today that concept is came. Why I explain in core module, Spring Boot core module. Today its usage is there now. If anybody is remember, those people will enjoy our session. Who not remembered, they will just think about what Ravi is teaching now, right? So because of that, even I'm giving this much
Yes, Ravi.
facility to people, right? After this session, I'm updating the videos on YouTube channel also, right? But still the people is becoming lazy. I don't know why. So now what will happen now? One, our microservices in the container, right? In the Spring container, what will happen now? One, our container Spring container will create what? One environment, right? One environment. So just assume that this is microservices now. Based on one microservices, container will create or not, guys? Come on.
Yes, Ravi.
Yes,
Container
Ravi.
will create.
Guys, in this position again, I'm not going to explain what is the container, what is the IOC container, right? Because already I completed this area. What is the IOC container? What is the container? In the container,
Yes,
how the
Ravi.
object is creating, how we are making the hazard relation, how we are auto wiring, those things again I'm not going to explain it here, guys. Okay, because we are learning the microservices, and those concepts already I covered. If anybody is what confused, just watch our core Spring Boot core sessions videos, right? Core sessions videos. Those people will get what clear picture about what container, IOC container, what is the environment, inside the environment which kind of data is storing, key and value data is storing, right? So
Yes,
in
Ravi.
the
Yes,
container, because here what is that key and value data is there, right? So one environment memory will create, right? One environment memory will create, right? Environment memory will create. Inside that, what will happen now? Inside this what will happen now? This data, right? Inside this what? This data will come, right? This way data will come, right? Which data will come? Key and value data will come now. Okay, good.
yes,
Yes, so inside that environment memory, key and value data will store now, right? So that is called what? That is called, if this container, right, where this one will store, that is called what? by whom, whenever we are writing this microservices, by whom this container will create application context. Anyone remember that when I was explaining application context?
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah,
Application
yeah.
context only.
Yes.
Yes.
So that container,
Yes, Ravi.
based on that, what this is, what application context memory will create.
Yes, Ravi.
Context,
Got
right?
your
Application
context.
context memory will create, and then what will happen now? What will happen now? This data will come to our what? Microservices. Our microservices, right? This
What
data.
microservices?
Yes, but here this data will come based on, because here we are applying these things inside that what? Config server, na? Config server. So if any changes, if we are doing inside that, here just assume that. So here in the conditional based data will come. Here if the conditional based data will come, right? If old value is there, what we are doing now, just I'm running the same application now, guys. Okay, so Pushpendra just send me that username and password of our your git, because I need to show that as a
Okay, Ravi.
practically,
One minute,
right?
Ravi.
Yeah, in the chat box please send me, right? Please send me, just I'm running the same application now. So first which one we will run it now, guys? So first we will run what? Spring, but we need to change one things inside that spring because we implemented in the same application our what? Native server, na? Come on, the last weekend, guys.
Yes, Ravi.
Yes, Ravi.
Yes,
So
yes. Native
here we
server. Yes.
applied, right? This code we no, this one is not there, right? 1 minute. No, employee, inside that employee, right?
I
No.
send it, Ravi.
Yes, okay. So here see that we wrote this code. Employee now. Okay, yeah, this one. Application spring inclusion employee service. Yeah. So bootstrap. 1 minute. Yeah, config server. Where the config server? We wrote the code inside there because
Config
native.
server we have.
Yeah, in the native code we need to write in the config server only, right? Cloud Eureka server, and
Yeah,
this
yes,
one,
sir.
yeah, this is the right. Yeah, just opening. I'm opening this old file is there, and this one is the new file, new property is there, right? So inside that, what we wrote this code about that, what our native config server, right?
Yes,
Yes,
Ravi.
Ravi.
Yes, good. So just what old is there na, just backup is, just make this one as what? Backup. I'm refactor now, rename, right? Just I'm changing because I'm going to use our what? External config. So backup. Okay, and this one I'm changing as a what? This one I'm changing as a what? Application. Yeah, we changed it, right? So now in this time, what will happen now? The our what? Eureka server will start to communicate. A Pushpendra, no need, right? It is already there. Okay, so in this time, what? Just what? We changed the port number also, right? No need. Okay, so because we already changed the port number na, so it will work. Okay, so now in this time, what will happen now? Again we will go inside that, right? So just I'm opening Chrome. Yeah, this one only, right? Yes, correct. Yeah, Pushpendra is there inside this, right? Come on,
Yes,
people.
Ravi.
Yes, Ravi.
Yes, Active yourself, guys. Okay, active yourself. Otherwise, the things will not come to you. Okay. Now, good. So this is the application, right? So in this time, what will happen now? Sorry, what we will do it now? Switch off your camera. What we will do it now? Who's that? Please switch off your camera. Okay. So first, which application we will run? Config server, right? Eureka server. Now run the Eureka.
Eureka server.
Eureka server. Run our what? Eureka server. Yeah. Next, which application we will run? Our config server.
Config server.
Next, we will run our what? Microservices.
Our micro.
Yes. Employee and data, right? Perfect. So http://localhost 81. Sorry, what is that? 661. I forgot. What is that port number? 1 minute. Eureka port number. Can anyone tell? I forgot.
8761.
Yes.
8761.
Yes. Colon 8761, right? Yeah. Eureka server is scheme now, right? Yeah. One instance is running. Now click on that. Today we will talk about that info actuator and all those things. Okay. Today our discussion is that one only. So here what? Employee slash what? Data, right? So here we are getting Pushpendra na. Come on. People.
Yes, sir. We postpone.
Yeah.
Yes,
So what I'm doing now here, just here I'm changing now, right? Here just I'm changing now. Just I'm making my name only. Let's take Ravi, right? So now after that commit changes. I committed, right? But still I'm refreshing here. There is no changes is happening. So what we need to do? We need to refresh, right? We need to refresh it, right? Using this URL actuator/refresh. Come on, guys.
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah. So
Send the
just
request.
yeah. Yeah. So the refresh endpoint is called, right? Now come here, just refresh it. Then Ravi is came, right?
Yes,
Ravi.
Yeah. So means what? Now what will happen now? If it every time, what is that? Whenever we are making the request, just think, right? Whenever we are making the request, right? Whenever we are making the request, what is that? After refreshing, right? After refreshing this endpoint, what is that? The data. If new data is there, right? If old data is there, what? If new data is there, if new data is there, then that new data is loading, right? This new data is loading inside that environment, right? Environment, and then this one is giving to our what? Endpoint. Come on. then this one is giving to our end point, right? In the real time, I will tell how we are implementing, right? But if the old value is there, if old value is there, then that data is already here, right? That data is already here. Then every time, which data we are getting now? Old data, right? Come on.
Yes, Ravi.
So
Yes,
Yes,
Ravi.
Ravi.
old data only we are getting, right? Old data is getting, we are getting, but whenever we are applying the refresh endpoint, so if any modification is happening inside that git, right? If any modification is happening inside the git, what will happen now? Using, whenever we are applying the refresh scope, what will happen now? This endpoint will call, and this one is refreshing to our what? Config server. Come on.
Config server.
Config server,
Yes,
and
Ravi.
it's collecting, right? It's collecting what? New record, new record, a new data, a
data.
new value from the git, and it's giving to our container. In the container, the data will store, and what is that? Our container is providing that data to our what? Microservices. Now clear?
Microservice.
Come on.
Yes, Ravi.
Yes, Ravi.
Yes, Ravi, clear.
Clear, right?
Yes, Ravi.
So,
Yes.
but the thing is it right? This is every time in the real time end user will do like this? No, this is the not right.
No, Ravi.
Ravi.
This is not right
This
approach,
is not
guys.
right.
Okay, this is not right approach. Okay, so how we are implementing in the real time? We are using what? A scheduler concept. Anybody remember? Today I'm going to use what? Scheduling, because after my Spring Boot core, our next module I took what? Scheduler.
Yeah, scheduler cron
Cron
expression.
Yes,
express.
Ravi.
Yeah, very good, very good, very good. Today I will use it, right? Today I will use it now. Okay. So the real time, in the real time, how the people are using, guys. Okay, because we see here we are the real time people. Okay, we are real time people. Whatever scenario we will take, every scenario will be real only. If you guys are sitting in interview, right? If you give like that, right, the interviewer will if the fake guy also there, if he started to giving answer about our like session, right, how we are explaining the things, and whatever things we are delivering to people, right, if the people is giving like that answer, right, if person is not they are maintaining gap experience also, right, and the people will think about, no, he is real only, because we are learning we are learning the subject like that only. And one more things, guys. Okay, just I decided right, because here why we are just helping the people, right? Come on, please
Yes, Ravi.
give the response.
Yes, Ravi.
And last
Yes,
weekend,
yes, Ravi. Correct.
last weekend we decided, because of some other people, we will store our videos in cloud, right? Come on,
Ravi.
Yeah,
guys.
Yes,
Yes,
Ravi.
Ravi.
Do Ravi.
yeah,
just
Ravi.
just let's not become narrow minded people, let's become open minded people, so if just assume that, because they know that birth of our subject, right, so whoever will come with us, right, we will help her. Otherwise that teacher also learning with us, and if that faculty is delivering our subject to a student, forget about that, he is taking the money, okay, because he he is a money minded person na. So but if this kind of subject will
Yes,
reach
Ravi.
to student, just think about that, that student career will become good or not,
Yes,
Yeah,
Yes,
Ravi.
Ravi.
Ravi. It's
Definitely will.
right?
will.
So leave it.
definitely it will be helpful.
Everyone karma is there, right, guys? Everything will, right, karma also behind with us is there na. So God is seeing everything. Don't become narrow minded. We will post our video on YouTube channel, guys. Okay, everyone can, if anybody want to join live session, that person also welcome. If no one want, right, they want what, to watch our YouTube videos, they that is also welcome, right? So because one day, right,
Yeah,
one
Yes.
day
Ravi.
one day I
Yeah,
was one day I was thinking like that, see here I'm not doing businesses with educations, right? Because if my intention is like that, I can take the help of any institution, because every institution is started to giving me opportunity, right? But still I'm not holding their opportunity. So thought that
Great attitude, Ravi. Very
uh,
nice.
Yeah,
so
Ravi, your decision is great, Ravi. Great
so
decision.
Ravi,
so
one thing.
yeah,
I think it will be
Yeah,
reached
sorry to
in more
interrupt.
people. And
sorry.
Yeah,
So
video
actually, I was joined in other institute actually. So we have discussed about that institute also. Okay.
mm.
With the config server, they have explained only 10% of what you have discussed. You are giving everything open. No?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's why I accepted last week. It is good to store it in Google Drive or save it to our students itself. That's what even I have accepted right last week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
because of
you
that
know
only.
that.
Again,
Yeah, that's a correct only, but you know that actually our videos are not like other country people also watching,
yeah.
right? So if we make the videos as a private, right? See, we don't know whom we are helping, right? Indirectly, right?
Yes,
So
Ravi.
That's true,
so
Ravi.
yeah,
Exactly.
so if like if we like make our video as a private, guys, okay, so maybe those people expectation is there, right? We will update the video on YouTube channel. Next concept we will learn from their videos, right? And because of that, even guys, so much senior persons also watching our video in the good companies. One of Oracle kind of companies, like manager pinged me, right? Ravikant, I'm working in the Oracle, in the in this project I'm a manager, right? So somewhere he heard about that, and he said, you are planning to make your video as a private, don't do, like, because of my time, actually I'm a family member, as well as I'm a good in the good position of the company, right? So because I'm not getting time to join the live session, please don't do. He's requested to me, and he's so much senior to me, right? But still this kind of people is learning our subject. I By
Hello.
listening, I became too much shocked.
Maha.
That's
Hello.
really very
Maha.
proud moment, Ravi. Proud,
Hello.
really a proud gesture.
ఒకసారి నాకు
Yeah,
ఎడర్ ఇమేజ్
and he's
పాలసీకి
1 minute.
ఏ ఇమేజ్
Hey, please
ఇవ్వాలో
mute
చెప్పు.
yourself
ఇందాక
if
కోడ్
you
కి
are
చేంజ్
talking.
చేశాను. ఎడర్ ఇమేజ్ ఇప్పుడు ఎఫ్ఎండిసికి ఏమేమి
If you are talking on the phone, please mute yourself. And even he's also IITN person. So I thought that
Great, Ravi.
so because of that, I'm thinking, okay, let's not make our video as a private, right? Let's not make our video as a private, and who really need, they will use it, and who don't need, their karma, right? So at least if the Amirpet people also watching our video, if they will give what 50% of our subject, right, knowledge to student, forget about they are taking the money, don't bother about. But if they are giving our subject to student, means what? By taking this kind of subject, real kind of what, real time subject, the student can become what, little bit good in their career, na? Come on, yaar.
Very, very true,
Yes,
Ravi.
Yes, Ravi, very true.
So yeah, so don't bother about that, what we will not make our videos a private, or we will not store our videos on you cloud, guys. Okay, let's who want, they can watch it, who don't want, their karma.
Yes, Ravi. Yes, yes.
So
You are really proud of you, Ravi, for your attitude and thought process.
Life.
no, actually, the thing is, guys, okay, if we not help our people, right, who will help, right? Everyone is doing a business with education, and we are seeing that what is that, jobless people, how much jobless, and so much there is no job after learning, what is that, after completing their engineering kind of degree, guys, okay, but still they are roaming in the street only, and they are giving sharing their resume, and after getting their resume, just what is that, there is no skills, right? So at least let's how much we can help the people, let's do it now.
Yes, Ravi. Yes, yes.
Yes, Ravi.
Actually, I have spent it also 1 year in Amirpet. So,
Yes, I know
or
that,
I am with
guys.
you only complete.
Yes, no need to what. I know that in a single time I can't deliver every subject, right? But whatever subject I will deliver, guys. Every subject is useful for you guys. Okay, if not today, definitely in the future. If not today, definitely in the future, right? But definitely that subject and that concept uses will be there in the future. If anybody is there in the software industry. So Hmm. So okay, so now let's say start the session. Okay, let's say start the session. This thought is came inside my brain between this week, right? So I said that okay, in the weekend I will tell to my people. Okay, my people what they are telling, I will do that one only. So this is the my thought process about what making video as a private or not. This is the my thought process. If anybody want, right, we will follow, because the alone I can't go anywhere now, because you guys are also like, if the people are listening our sessions means they people are also our only, right? So everyone perception is need, guys. Okay, here everyone perception is need.
Yes, Ravi.
Mm. Okay, so real time, real time project after microservices, we will start real time project, right? Real time project only we will start on the microservices only. Our real time project also will be there on microservices, data JPA, and the front end. If based on your expectation, if you guys are telling me front end user like what, Angular JS or jQuery, in both framework, if any framework if you tell,